to Pratibha Raman, who's joining us right outside IIT-Madras. She has with her members of this particular student outfit, which has been now de-recognized, banned, and the official reason given to them is no clarity at all. All they're being told is that they misused privileges of IIT. I want to cut across to Pratibha. It's over to you.
Well, Preeti, at this point in time, sources from the IIT do tell us that it is only certain privileges that have been taken out from them. And so far as the student body is concerned, they are not entirely banned. I have with me one of the representatives of the Ambedkar Periyar Study Circle. Sir, do you think that what the IIT has done is absolutely unwarranted?
Obviously, it's rather than unwarranted, it's hilarious. I mean, who does this? You have different student groups expressing different opinions, and you choose just because you get a letter from MHRD to just de-recognize a group.
Well, the contents of the complaint suggest that most of your pamphlets have been very instigating in nature.
It depends upon what you consider instigating. I would not consider pointing out the caste discrimination as instigating. There might be students who are from privileged caste who think this is the case, but I would not consider. See, we'll say something like in IIT-Madras from 2008 to 2015 for MS program, only 3 ST students were taken. I mean, this is just a low number. This is just it's an absurd number. And total number of ST faculty out of 536 or 39, I think, is just 2. Is it a number? SC, ST, OBC put together would come just around 60 or 70 out of this 536 chunk.
What we understand is that is the student body entirely banned, because sources from the IIT tell us that it's only certain privileges that have been revoked.
You can say it is the privileges that will be revoked.
What kind of privileges?
Now the point is, yes, the question is very valid. What kind of privilege? You cannot use the auditorium. You cannot use any place in IIT-Madras to put up your program. You cannot use the institute mail, internal institute mail, to pass on information about your program. You cannot put up things in our IP board. IP board is internal publicity board, which is notice board. Notice board telling students, yes, we are conducting one. Even to conduct event, we don't know where exactly we should conduct now. Now, yes, it is these privileges are being revoked. Now the question is, if you revoke all this, what is left?
There was also speculation that they had problems with the name of the student body, the Ambedkar Periyar Study Circle. Is that true?
Yes, this actually is an old story, bit of old. When Ambedkar Periyar Study Circle came into being, our beloved dean students came up with this argument that Ambedkar and Periyar is too radical name to be put into our group. So we have actually discussed about this in our mail at that time, and we have discussed and realized that we should stick by these names. These are the foremost rationalists and social reformers of this country. If we are not going to use their name, there is no other name that we can use.
Well, the complaint suggests that the contents are absolutely unconstitutional. Would you agree with that or disagree?
Oh, this is an interesting question after all. What is unconstitutional about saying that there is caste discrimination? We have to take affirmative action. I think these are exactly what is in Constitution too. I find no problem in this. What is problem in criticizing government? I find no problem in this.
So absolutely no problem in criticizing the government, and that's the stand that has been taken by the student body, who want to fight the kind of restrictions that have been handed over to them by the Indian Institute of Technology here in Madras.
All right, Pratibha, we're going to keep coming right back to you. Let's get a larger perspective in. We're going to go across to our editor, South T.S. Sudhir, who's also joining us right now. T.S., there are multiple questions that come to the fore at this point of time. The HRD ministry acting on an anonymous letter in written communication advising the IIT body to ban, to de-recognize this particular student outfit. The IIT body going ahead doing the same, but indicating to that outfit that they're only revoking privileges. What's going on?
Absolutely. In fact, the manner in which the entire de-recognition exercise has been done, while IIT-Madras actually calling it as withdrawal of privileges, has actually shocked many academicians and educationists. With me is prominent thinker and activist Professor Kancha Ilaya. How do you react to what the IIT-Madras, a prestigious institution in India, has done in this particular case, a body, a study circle which has been there for the last 1 year?
Well, this has been part of the larger control mechanisms that the present government is trying to put on various institutions. I think though the Madras IIT authorities, perhaps the director or whatever authorities which de-recognized it, have overacted, taking clues from maybe from the MHRD or the central government. But one thing I can certainly tell, after this government came, various kinds of pressures are being put on the necessary academic freedoms that should exist in higher educational institutions.
Which means broking no dissent at all?
Yeah, they are trying to stifle dissent. They are trying to stifle creative ideas, and they are trying to give directions which a government should never give to the higher educational institutions which are autonomous in nature. For example, earlier there was this whole attempt to say that IIT should serve only vegetarian. I mean, the food rights of people in IIT cannot be taken away, whatever could be food that they eat. And now this is happening in this form. This is absolutely not acceptable for higher education.
So what are the implications that any form of criticism is not acceptable, that too in an institution like IIT?
No, the major implication is whatever Narendra Modi as Prime Minister has been trying to do in terms of development. The developmental ideas basically come from the universities, right, and they come from the dissent. They don't come from the acceptance or submission to the authorities. Right. Now, this kind of actions of de-recognizing clubs, de-recognizing study circle, de-recognizes whatever, ideological debates, completely stopping them, completely scuttles the idea of development itself.
Right. So very strong words here from Professor Kancha Ilaiah, that in an institution like IIT, for something like this to happen is extremely shocking and very negative for the academic world in general.
You're right there, Sudhir. Lots of questions being raised. What about the Supreme Court striking down Section 66A? What about freedom of speech? And what about our politicians actually developing a hide for criticism?